There are different methods that can make you feel happier. I could be naming them right now. For example, exercising, spending time outside, eating favorite food, and the list goes on. They can all work in their own ways. However, I do believe some are better than others. That's why in today's video I will show you the 3 that I think work surprisingly well, which I preach inside my program, link down below. You can use those happiness tactics instantly and for free. As you use them and try to maybe even make them into a habit, you will see difference. So the first one is completing a routine. Why? Because when you complete a routine that you came up with yourself, it changes the perspective of the external validation into internal validation. What it means is that basically most people, or a lot of people, are in this state that they find happiness in the reaction of others or like at the whims of other people as the external validation, meaning you get compliments, you feel like nice and stuff, and that's how you get happiness. However, if you shift that and, like, for example, find ways to get satisfaction and fulfillment from your own actions, like a routine, then it will just work as it states. So what the routine actually does is that it is a tool that is supposed to help you with achieving your goals. Meaning, firstly, you have to set goals, like, I don't know, get 10k a month, get fit, so like book up, right? Get higher grades, develop social media, something like that, right? So you set those goals and then you build a routine around those goals. So if, for example, your goal is like mental health, then you would put inside that routine the plan, the schedule, like meditation, gratitude journaling, reading books, exercising, something like that, right? Makes sense? I hope it does. Yeah, as you do that, you will kind of shift the perspective. The point is to keep the routine easy, especially at the beginning. It should be simple and easy. Why? Because if you like come up with like a crazy routine of doing 8 things per day or in the morning, then it's just like too difficult. And like when it's too difficult, it's hard to complete such thing. And if it's hard to complete such things, you will feel like shame or guilt or some bad emotions that are not related to happiness. However, if you make a routine that is almost too easy, but you are able to complete it, like almost too easy, and then you develop from there, that's where you have the sweet spot. So obviously I have like a routine, and I have like for a long time I've been using this tactic and it works very well. Like I just feel happy and fulfilled. What can I say? It can also help you with feeling like you are in control of your life. So like if you are struggling or something like that, having like a plan, structured, organized thing can very much help you with those things. So my routine is very simple. I just have 4 things in there, and it's meditation, the frog task, reading, and movement. So I just have those very 4 simple tasks I do, and I can literally do them like after waking up within like a few hours, and that's my plan of the day. I can complete it very fast. And of course I can go to the gym, but what I do next is what I will give you in the another point. Okay, so second thing is consistent sleep schedule. Why? So according to science, from all the things related to sleep, meaning how many hours you sleep, where do you sleep, in what kind of environment, alone or with your spouse, it is the fact that you go to sleep at the same time and wake up around the same time every day. So being consistent. You could be going to sleep like at midnight and waking up at 8, and that would be fine if you can keep that every day. You can go to sleep at 10 and wake up at 7 or around 7, 6 or 7 o'clock. and that's totally fine because it's consistent. It only depends on your plan of the week and day and how you spend your days, whether you work or you go to school. Then you just adjust that and like go to sleep and wake up like between an hour and hour, right? If you go to sleep at 10, then you can go to sleep at 9, or the latest is like 11, right? If you hit that window and then you wake up at the time you wake up, which would be like 8-9 hours later, at least for me, I sleep like 8-9, sometimes even 10 hours, depends on the day. You do that, and like I don't have to tell you the benefits of sleep. I mean, I could, but it's improved mood, better like cognition, improved focus, improved decision making, improved memory. Just everything gets better if you have enough sleep, and like everybody knows that, like, it's obvious, right? But many people neglect that. Like, we know that sleep is important, and then we don't even like care about it. Like, we go to sleep and we go to sleep. Of course, I don't want you now to be like autistic about it and focus too much on sleep, because it's also not good. Like, I had period in my life when I was just, sleep, and I was struggling with that sleep because I was thinking too much about it, and I couldn't go to sleep because I was thinking about how I can't go to sleep, and then like what time do I wake up and stuff like that. Don't overthink it. Just decide on your plan and do it. And as of the sleep, it is also another thing that I want to emphasize in another point. Okay, so if you need help with that, then you can visit my program, my community, link down below. And now we can go to another point, which is 3, be social. Being social is #1 happiness tactic available. That's my statement. Why? Because not being social, being lonely, in terms of your mental health, is worse than smoking, drinking, taking drugs, playing video games, watching porn. Not being social is worse than that. Because as humans beings, like, it's reasonable to say that we are supposed to be social. Like, the process of evolution, like we were living together in communities, in tribes, and then as the technology and science developed, we gathered in cities, in villages. Humans are like animals that are not supposed to be alone, or they may be, but not for a long period of time. For some time, maybe. But then, like, they should live in communities, right? So going back to my previous points, if you want to be social, what I do is that I just complete my routine. I have my sleep schedule, right? But if I want to go out on a weekend with my friends, then I do that. And maybe I will not go to sleep at the time I would normally do, but it's fine because I am with my friends and I am having a great time. Also, like, if I didn't do that, then I would complete my routine at like in the middle of the day maybe, and then what? Like, I wouldn't do anything. So it is crucially important that you have like a social circle. It's good when it's high quality, like high quality friends that have similar interests to you, that you can talk about your goals and things like that. But it's also fine if your friends are a little bit goofy. If you are watching a video like this, that means that there is something that you are struggling with, right? Maybe you just watch me for me, and that's cute. But if you watch me for this education, it means that you have some kind of problem, and you have to understand that being like with other people, it should be natural and it should feel good for you. I don't know if you've ever were considering even like whether being with them feels good or not. If like there is somebody that you just don't like spending time with because it just feels weird, it just doesn't feel good, then don't do that. If there are people that make you feel better, that spending time with them then makes you a better person because you've been because you work with more passion, you are more motivated, you are more happy. I shouldn't even tell you that, but I do, because I give a shit. And I really want you to get this message from me. So my journey, like, there were bumps in the roads, of course, like, it wasn't always perfect, but the times when I was spending time with other people, with connecting with others, meeting new people, building like a social friends circle, and even meeting girls. It was the time I was performing the best from all of my journey. So even though I was like neglecting my sleep, even though I was not being in even a routine, like I was in a routine, but I was just, freestyling kind of. Even that made less harm than if I was just alone in that period. So that's when I come to the conclusion. Try to find ways to feel internally happy instead of externally. Of course, you can get external validation and it's like normal, but you also should have things that make you like internally good about yourself. Try to find a consistent sleep schedule for your life, and remember to meet people. If you don't know anybody, then try to find those people. If you need help with any of this, I have my community, I have my product program. It's very cheap. Of course it is paid because it should be paid. If it wasn't paid, that means like random people would join, and I don't want that. I want like people that are a good fit, that we can work together, that we could like get to know each other and like build something real, right? If you need help with your like organizing your life, if you want access to courses, direct access to me, then just check the link down below. Subscribe, like and comment, and see you in the next one. Bye.